I want to go across to Umama Fatima first. You know, all of you together, and you, one of the principal coordinators, led this protest. The army has now taken over. You're asking for Muhammad Yunus to come in as chief advisor. Can you explain to those watching at this moment, after the ouster of the Sheikh Hasina regime, what are your hopes for the governance architecture now in Bangladesh?
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I hear you well.
The things you see in Bangladesh is not something normal. We have just overthrown a government, a fascist government that has been functioning for 15 years without any vote and election. So after 15 years, we have come across incidents like communal violence here in Bangladesh, and it's very, very unfortunate for the people. We, the students of the coordinators of the Students Against Discrimination, have called out this violence, and we urged our people, the people of Bangladesh, to protect the minorities of our country. So, and we saw yesterday that the general people of our country actually tried to protect many of the sculptures and many of the minority temple in our country. So we just urge the new government, which is going to function soon, to control the situation soon enough, so we can have a peaceful...
Who do you hope will run the government with Sheikh Hasina gone? Elections uncertain, the army in charge. How and who do you hope will run your country now?
Well, the discussion is ongoing. The 13 coordinators of our platform actually met with the president in the presidential house, and they are having a discussion there. And we hope that Professor Dr. Yunus will be the head of the new interim government. And we just hope that the new government will take responsibility and do proper, what can I say? They will have proper settlement of these things.
While the protests were led by students, Umama, there's a real concern now that hardline fundamentalists could step in and take charge. The likes of the Jamaat, the likes of the BNP, those who've been very anti-India, very anti-minority, very radical in their outlook towards Islam, that they could be the principal political beneficiaries of the student-led movement. How will you ensure that doesn't happen?
Well, there are some things that are happening currently in this country after the uprisal, and we just hope the students of this country don't want any kind of communal violence and don't want any kind of Islamic party in this country. We just want justice and proper system in this country. And whoever is doing this, whoever doing this type of violence, we want to make sure that proper they are taken to accountability and proper what can I say? Proper. I'm actually very nervous.
Okay, don't worry. I understand. I understand the sentiment of what you're saying. You're saying you don't want any Islamic fundamentalist to step in.
We don't want any kind of Islamic fundamentalists in this country. The students are behind this mass uprisal. So the students want new political settlement. So whoever is trying to take back Bangladesh to the same Muslim and Hindu things, we don't want any kind of things in this country currently.
That's appreciable. That's a very appreciable sentiment. Charu Chandra Das Brahmachari from the ISKCON temple in Bangladesh is with us. Charuji, can you describe to our viewers what the past few hours and days have been like for you? The External Affairs Minister spoke of Hindus and Hindu temples in Bangladesh being targeted. How are you doing now? How are other people from the ISKCON temple and the minority community doing in Bangladesh, sir?
Hare Krishna. Bangladesh, this minority is very unsecured. because last 2 days happened so many bad things, because the ISKCON temple, also others Hindu's temple, they attack, and everybody is like afraid. But not only ISKCON temple, all are Armed League leader, minister, house, everywhere. But our temple devotees were around our Bangladesh. 132 temple ISKCON temple and others temple is all are unsecured. Anytime can happen anything. But 2 days little bit okay, little bit, but we are not secured. I think this new government formed, then they will give me security or not. I don't know. We hope so. We can get security, but I don't know. I am not 100% sure what they will do, because this kind of things happen. This is very bad. We are afraid.
Rahul Roy Chaudhary is at the International Institute for Strategic Studies in the UK. There were reports, Mr. Chaudhary, that Sheikh Hasina wanted to come to London and be in the United Kingdom. Apparently, that request has been turned down. Could you give our viewers some insights on why the United Kingdom at this moment seems unwilling to accept and give asylum to the former Bangladeshi Prime Minister?
Thank you, Rahul. I think the issue was over what you talked about, the technical aspect of political asylum. In the UK, the law really is that someone from a state seeking asylum has to come to the UK as the first country from departure of that state. So the entry has to be in the UK first. In this case, clearly, Sheikh Hasina went to Delhi, and we'll have to see what happens after that. But there's another aspect to this, and that is that the new Labour government has taken a very strong position on this issue. We've had the UK Foreign Secretary David Lammy tweeting and the official statement stating that he is keen that there is a UN-led investigation into a sort of fact-finding aspect of what happened in the last few weeks. So for these two reasons, I think one is the technical, but also there is a strong political reason that the new Labour government wants to be seen to be tough on other countries.
So there are reports now that she may go elsewhere in Europe. From what you understand, where is she most likely to end up and why?
Well, Rahul, at the moment, so I think in terms of political asylum, I think that is clearly closed. But it doesn't mean that she will not eventually come to the UK. I mean, once, you have a number of people, I don't want to go into names, but a number of people from different parts of South Asia who are in self-exile in the United Kingdom, which is essentially that they are given visas and that they come in at their own request, not through the political asylum route, but through a different route. So I don't think that the window is closed fully for Sheikh Hasina. I think at the moment it is temporarily closed, but I don't see this. I don't think that she will not ever come to the UK. In terms of other countries in Europe, I don't see where the options are. I think it's most likely in the interim period she may go to the UAE or other countries in the Gulf. I think rather than a European destination before coming to the UK. Remember, in the UK, her sister is a UK national. Her niece, Tulip Sadiq, is a member of parliament of the Labour Party and a minister in the Labour government. The family is here. Strong networks are in the UK. So my sense is that the UK will be the final destination for Sheikh Hasina, but not yet.
Michael Kugelman is director at the South Asia Institute of the Wilson Center. Mr. Kugelman, the United States government for a long time was raising voices against the Sheikh Hasina regime. There are some reports that have come in saying that Sheikh Hasina's diplomatic visa to the United States may not be honored. Can you give us a sense of the thinking in the US around this turmoil in Bangladesh?
Right, indeed. As you say, there have been reports that her U.S. visa has been revoked. So far as I know, the U.S. government has not formally said anything about this. It has not been confirmed yet. But you know, it is quite clear that U.S. officials are very concerned about what it viewed as particularly egregious uses of violence during the Bangladesh security forces crackdown on the protest over the last few weeks. Now, there is a law in the United States that allows the U.S. government to deny a visa to those foreign leaders that are deemed to have engaged in egregious violations of religious freedom relating to human rights abuses. That would not fit in this particular case. And of course, Prime Minister Modi had been victimized by that particular law years ago. But there really is not clarity at this point from the U.S. government. I hope that there will be soon. Indeed, it's true that we know that the U.S. had expressed growing concerns about the state of democracy and rights in Bangladesh over the last few years, though it is notable that in the weeks before Bangladesh's most recent election, that the U.S. Government messaging essentially went quiet, and the U.S. had really taken gone into essentially a radio silent mode, and that's been the case in here as well. I mean, we haven't heard many statements from the U.S. government about this crisis. Certainly, they've responded. Spokespersons have responded to questions from journalists at briefings and so on. But I think the U.S. is understandably trying to keep a low profile in terms of what it says publicly, given how volatile the current situation is in Bangladesh.